His name and identity unknown. You may call him Cask.
Originally, Cask's review was going to be a fake-out review. It was going to start off as normal and then skip to a stop motion revealing the character, but I didn't feel like the writing was there, and I feel like Cask should only be for Transformers GENO. Cask will slowly be revealed over time in Transformers GENO, but here I think he deserves his own review. So I made him the last review of my marathon, which I have finally finished. 30 days straight of just recording videos. Now yes, most of them were recorded back in April, but this one right here is recorded on the day you are seeing it. So let's get into Cask. Cask is a mysterious bot, and I will be trying to keep his identity as secret as possible because it will just hurt my stop motion series that I have planned. But I can say that the name I gave him is actually an anagram, and it's not a complete anagram. Right now you only have the first part of his name, which I'm going to be keeping throughout the entire series and up until you see who he actually is. But for now, let's get into the custom. So I chose the Transformers Age of the Primes Megatronus mold because I really wanted to make a devil custom. I've always wanted to make some spiritually, religious custom, so I decided to make a devil, and what better mold to use than Megatronus himself? I know Transformers already has its devil with Unicron, but I wanted to make a proper biblical accurate one, and so I did, and I obviously had to give this guy horns, so these horns are from Legacy Skullgrin. Originally, this guy was not supposed to have flames, but it just kind of makes sense, right? He's a demon from hell. He needs to have some sort of fire on him. And because I now own 2 Megatronuses, he can have more flames on him, which is really cool. All the gunmetal you see here is actually unpainted. I completely masked all this out just because there was no real point. I was already going to keep it gunmetal, so may as well just keep the plastic and have less chipping to deal with. The red you see here is Italian red, which is my favorite shade of Tamir red. Now, although I loved Italian red, I didn't want him to be fully red. I did want some little bit of color breakage, so I also used dull red on the arms and the back piece. And I think it blends quite well. Sort of like a burnt red on him. The orange and gunmetal face is just Valijo, or however you say it. And the black here is made out of Warhammer paints. Except for the hands, those are spray painted. So yeah, this guy has a mix of basically every paint I own, which is really cool. He has a giant arm blaster, which I made out of a Legacy Blitzwing gun hand glove thing, you know, this thing. And then the original Megatronus cannon, all squished together and super glued to give him a giant arm cannon. Originally, he was going to have this type of sword, but with AliExpress being AliExpress, I never received it, so when DNA Designs revealed their chainsaw weapon, I just had to get it for this custom and repaint it to match Megatronus. And it works! It's flame details and stuff. And also I can holster on his back, and it comes with a mask too, so we can have a Decepticon mask, but that's not really canon. Cask now has a mask. Wow, okay. I wanted to keep this as clean as possible and try and make sure it doesn't really resemble Megatronus at all. So I removed its little scope on the shoulder, but then I kind of really just wanted to keep the missile pods on the shoulder because for Cask, it's extra weaponry. Why would I want to remove that from him? And you can't pop it off, so it's not like it's on there forever, unlike the weird scope that he had because it was on a ball joint and stuff. I am very happy with the orange details in here. Obviously, this is reminiscent of Megatronus with him, having him being apparently like a furnace on fire, which is really cool. So keeping Cask with that, you know, having the fire in him from being from hell, just kind of makes sense just to keep the fire details, so I made sure to add something in there. I also didn't want to go too heavy on the details, so that's why there's barely any paint on the red. It's only just a bit of black and then the orange. Originally, Cask was going to have a really cool cape design, but I just wanted to keep Cask very simplistic in his design because when stop motion animating, I didn't want to animate the entire cape. So that's why Liege Maximo here has the cape instead. So I kind of just swapped it over. I managed to keep the eyes yellow from Megatronus, which really pierces through the helmet, which is awesome. And overall, I'm just really happy with this custom. Probably my best work, which no one really seemed to recognize. And I just love the mystery behind him and what I've written for him. Generally, please, when it comes out, watch GENO. This guy is my best work here. You'll never know who he actually is. He just looks cool all around, even if his identity isn't properly Cask. he still looks cool on its own. For size comparisons, here he is with the Angel, Black Convoy, G-Axis, Placebo, Dion,
and Bumblebee.
Going back to my old reviewing format, I'm going to talk about Megatronus mold because it's incredible. Probably one of the best Prime molds we've gotten, except for Primer and Amalgamous Prime and Alpha Trial. But yeah, Megatronus is incredible. I absolutely love this figure. It has a presence. There's so many customs I want to make from him. I cannot wait for that Unicron Soldier because apparently that's part of the same mold, which is really weird because there should be Leech Maximo, but whatever. I'm just happy we're getting another mold. I really hope this guy gets a reissue one day because, again, I want to make so many customs from him, but he's so hard to find. I'm really surprised I even found a second one to make another custom out of, which you will not be seeing for another 3 years. But yeah, when this guy gets a reissue, or if I somehow find more, I'm definitely going to be making some Warhammer customs out of this guy, because Space Marines would look awesome on this, and I have the chainsaw, I have the parts, it would look so cool. Tank mode's terrible though. Speaking of... Alright, let's transform him! In tank mode, I am very happy with how he turned out because it's just a red tank. He's not supposed to transform, he's not really supposed to be a transformer, but, you know, he can, and that's cool. I'm really trying to make sure all my newer customs can transform in some way, shape, or form. I know a lot of people don't like non-transforming transformers, but sometimes you just gotta sacrifice the transformation to make a cool custom. Oh, by the way, another thing I forgot, these little waist pieces, I removed them, the little hip skirt things, yeah, they're not there anymore. I don't know, keeps them simplistic.